Well. I want to say good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and good evening, everybody. This is the Raheen Ashimi show. I'm not gonna be before you long. Not gonna be before you long. Just it's just something came to my heart, and I wanted to talk to you all about it and see what you all think about it. I want to see what you all think about it. Um, real simple, real simple topic. A little fly flying around here. Real simple topic, and just for the record, yes, I did vote. I did vote, and I encourage each and every one of you to go out there and to vote as well. I encourage each and every one of you to go out there and vote as well. But I want to have a conversation with you, and I do have the phone lines open. So if anybody want to call in, you're more than welcome to call in and tell me what you think about this. But the question is, what remnants, what remnants of slavery still exist today? What remnants of slavery still exist today? Again, I'm not going to be here very long. I'm just going to be here for a few minutes, and I just want to get y'all input and find out what y'all think about this. What remnants of slavery still exist today? Is there any remnants of slavery that's still lingering around in 2020? Is there any remnants of that horrible time in our past, in our history, if you will? Is there any remnants of that in our existence still today? This post could not be shared at the time. Okay, say my post can't be shared. Lord Jesus, what Facebook got me on some kind of thing. I guess they won't let me share nothing. Okay, I think that's better. But yeah, I definitely want to ask you all the question, and I want to hear your heart on it. Give me a call. If you're not busy, give me a call. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. If you're not busy, give us a call. I want to hear your heart on this. What remnants of slavery? Is there any remnants at all? Again, this is going to be a quick broadcast. I'm probably not going to be here no more than 20, 30 minutes, something like that. So if you want to call in, make sure you do it right now. Make sure you do it right now because I'm not going to be before you long. As a matter of fact, I have to get ready for another broadcast. Minister Neil is coming on at 6:30. And so I'm just doing something in between time. But I would love to know what you think about this. Is there any remnants of slavery? That horrible part of our history. That horrible part of our history. Is there any remnants of slavery that still exists in 2020? I I was talking to somebody about this, and I was real surprised at their response and what they thought. Their whole idea is that there is no remnants in this day and time. There is no evidence in this day and time that slavery existed in the way that we act and interact with each other. The phone lines are open 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Tell me what you think. I definitely want to hear from each and every one of you. Are there any remnants of slavery still in the way that we interact with each other, the way that we talk to each other, the way that we deal with each other? Should if slavery had not existed and we had an equal and honest playing field, would we as people be further along than where we are right now? Are we exactly where we should be or where we're supposed to be? Give us a call. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. We're asking the question, are there any remnants of slavery still in existence today? Are there any remnants of it? The thing about, let me tell you, let me go into this conversation, and it was actually with a young lady, and her mindset was there is no remnants of slavery. Slavery is something that happened years and years ago, and it's over. The people that wow, the people that held us hostage, if you will, the people that held us in bondage, if you will, all those people are dead. So how could there be any remnants of it if the people that held us in bondage, that held us in captivity, if you will, those people are dead and gone. So her mindset is, if that be the case, if these people that did it to us are dead and gone, our ancestors that were slaves is dead and gone. Her question to me was, how could there be any remnants of it? I gave her that look. I gave her that look because naturally I did not agree with any part of what she was saying. Any part of what she's saying did I agree with because I see certain things. And I'm going to get into what I see a little bit later, but I want to hear from you right now. I want to hear from you. Yeah, the person, yeah, you right there. Give me a call, 678-381-1973. And if you want to come on the video, if you want to come on the video side, send me a link or something. And I'll send you the link so you can actually join me because I would love to have you as a part of this as well. So people could see you as you talk to me. But my question is there any remnants? Are there any remnants of slavery still left in 2020? We are actually, when I say 2020, we at the end right now. In a few days, it'll be November. This is the 22nd of October. So in a few days, it'll be November, then December. And then we'll be welcoming in, and a lot of you going to welcome with open arms 2021 because 2020 was kind of rough. 2020 was kind of rough. And I pray and I voice my opinion. I pray. And when I say I voice my opinion, I voted. I pray that when 2021 come in, we'll bring it in with a brand new president. That's my prayer. I voted and I voiced that opinion in that. But my thing is this right here. Is there any remnants? Are there any remnants of slavery still in 2020? Would love to know. 678-381-1973. If you're available, if you have a few minutes to lend to me, I'd love to have the opportunity to talk to you. I would love to have the opportunity to pick your brain a little bit and just see what you think. Are there any remnants? Are there any remnants of slavery still left in 2020? I mean, people say that again, let me get back to the young lady because I found it very interesting. I found it very interesting that she said no. And again, her point that she was trying to make to me and trying to get me to understand and trying to get me to agree with. Her point was the people that held us, the slave masters, if you will, those individuals has died and gone home to wherever they went to. They're no longer here. So how could there be remnants? And then she went so far as to say, college educated young lady through college, she's book wise, she's very intelligent. Book wise, she's very intelligent. But I'm gonna tell you something. Life. I don't know how much street knowledge or life knowledge she has, because to say there are no remnants, there are no remnants at all of slavery still in 2020, even though that was a long time ago. And yes, it was. It was a long time ago, a very, very, very long time ago. But that does not mean that the remnants of it, the evidence of it, the hurt of it, the scars from it, all the different things, it's not saying that these things are gone. It's not saying it at all. As a matter of fact, I beg to differ when I say that because I know I see some things and I see some people and the way that they act and the way that they interact with people. I know that it's not gone. I know that it's still here. And it's on both sides. Our Caucasian brothers and sisters um, sometimes some of the ways that they interact with us is evidence that the remnants are still here. Some of the ways when I see our brothers and sisters when they come in contact with Caucasian brothers and sisters, how they interact, how their whole demeanor changes. It just changes, and that's to me that's evidence. That's remnants. I mean, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to see a black man in he come in the presence of a Caucasian and he drop his head and drop his eyes and look down. That's a sign of submission. That's a sign of submission right there. When he coming in company of a Caucasian brother and sister, and he go from looking straight ahead, looking people in the eyes, talking to him, then to dropping his head, to dropping his head Mm. That's a sign of surrender. That's an absolute sign of surrender. And so that is an evidence. That is an evidence that he is living in that defeated mentality. He's living in that defeated mindset. He is living that um submissive in a submissive mindset. So how do you get an individual? This and I'm talking when I'm talking about a grown man, I'm talking an older man, 30, 40, 50 or older. And he come into contact, he come in contact in close proximity of somebody that don't look like him. And instead of holding his head up and looking him in the eyes when he talk to him, he drop his head. Or he'll talk to him, and when he talk to him, he's looking all over the place. He's not looking him in the eyes. He's looking all over the place, it's a sin. Like it's a sin to look him in the look these individuals in the face. That's weakness. That's a sign of weakness. And if anybody were to say that there is no evidence, that's evidence right there. That's evidence that even in 2020, even in this day and time, as long as it's been, there's still evidence, there's still remnants. There are still remnants of slavery in this time. I saw a post that somebody put up. A friend of mine put a post up and was talking about the Willie Lynch letter and how you break a black woman. And it was talking about what you do is if she show any sign of being a B, not listening, and not totally surrendering to what you say, you put that whip on her and you whip her and you whip her almost an inch of her life. And it also said, don't kill her, because if you kill her, you mess up your economics. You mess up your economics if you kill her. So don't do that. It's able to beat her for almost an inch of her life. I'm like, wow, this is the mindset that these individuals had. This is the mindset. This is how they saw us. Only as property, nothing more, nothing less. Mm. 678 381 1973. 678 381 1973. We're asking the question. We're asking the question that are there any evidence? Are there any remnants? Are there any remnants of slavery still alive today? Are there any remnants of slavery still alive today? I mean, have you ever been in the company of someone and you can see it all over them? You can see it in the way they act, the way their mannerism, their body demeanor, how they carry themselves. What do you say to that? 678, give me a call. I see quite a few people has joined us already. I definitely appreciate you being here, but I want to hear from your heart. I want to hear from your heart. If you got an opportunity, don't have to stay long. Give me a call. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 3 minutes, and I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your opinion on this particular topic, and I want to know: are there any remnants? What are the remnants of slavery still in 2020? Are there any remnants, and what are the remnants? Again, the number is 678 381 1973. 678 381 1973. We got quite a few people that's tuned in, man. I definitely appreciate all y'all joining us this afternoon. Again, like I said, I'm not going to be here long. I just wanted to pick your hearts a little bit and see what you thought about this particular topic. Are there any remnants? Is it over? Oh, wow. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Look, are we still, to a certain degree, are we still slaves? Are we really free? And what does freedom look like? What does freedom look like? In 2020, are we really free? As black men, as black women here in America, are we really free? The Raheen Ashimi Show. This is Raheen. Who am I speaking to?
Tawana Grace.
Hey, Tawana, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Good deal.
Still recovering, but I'm
okay. It's good to and I definitely appreciate you taking the time to call in, man. I'm not gonna be here long. But I just want to know, and I want to know what
Okay.
remnants of slavery is still alive today, or are there any remnants of slavery still alive today? What do you say to that?
I saw you talking about this. I said, let me go ahead and call in. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just go ahead and call in.
Oh, I'm
Talk to
glad you
these
did, because
people.
I know you got it. I know. Look,
No,
I already know. I
I,
already know. So you got the floor, sister. Go
you,
ahead.
you see me watch for like 10 minutes. I had to say I gotta clean this up for the
Oh, hey, I
the
already know.
DAO.
I already know. Go ahead, sister.
I'm
You got the
telling
floor.
you.
You got the floor.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to get y'all a clean version of what I want to say.
Okay.
It, I mean, this shouldn't even be a question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it is very clear. It's clear in every aspect of everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at just some of the things that I do, my focus is judicial misconduct against minorities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
we are not treated the same as a Caucasian person that is under the same law judicially as anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people that will say that, oh, they have more money, so they have better lawyers. No, you have to realize what we have to realize is that this system that was created when we weren't even considered citizens. We
Mm-hmm.
weren't considered anything. So how be to one side? So
Mm-hmm.
to say that there's no remnants of slavery, it baffles me because even if it doesn't directly affect you, it directly affects us because it directly affected our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Are you somehow a descendant of a slave? I'm sure you are. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure you are. But you know, we're not even going to speak about what they went through. I want people to think about now how we're still in modern day slavery.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that they've done was they replaced the whips and chains with guns. We are being slaughtered. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we are being slaughtered
But
in the
yeah.
streets with no repercussions. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't figured out how to fix and amend these bias laws. Okay, one of the things that these police are getting away with just flat out murder. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what it is. It's not no sugarcoating
Yeah. Yeah.
anything. They're getting away with murder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are they being charged with a crime? No. And it's because of some of these laws that we really need to fix and we need to amend. It's just not nowhere around that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I said, well, let me tell you this, Tawana. I had a friend of mine, and this is really what sparked it, because she and I got into a conversation. Now she's been in college, very very educated young lady. She really is a very educated young lady, book wise.
Mm-hmm.
But life, I asked her the question, and she said no. She said no. There's no remnants. She said the people. Listen to this. She said the people that had us as slaves, they're dead and gone. So ain't no remnants there. And then she said the ones that our ancestors that were slaves, they're dead and gone too. So how could there be any remnants? I'm looking at her like, what? What do you?
Because you know what, Raheen, people don't understand. This is what people don't understand. People don't understand the generational stuff that is passed down from generation to
Come
generation.
on, yes, come on.
What we're fighting right now is not even for. It's not even for us. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we have to fix this for the next generation. It's not
Yes.
for us. What
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to fix came from the generation above us. It has
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with us. It should have already been fixed. But at some
Yeah.
point, we have to stop and we have to say, listen, we can't allow this to continue to go on for the next generation, which is our offspring and
Mm-hmm.
their offspring. So,
Yes.
you know, people don't see it. But if I can I give people prime examples every day when I cover judicial misconduct of how a Caucasian person will get probation. As a matter of fact, you had this white Caucasian lady who was just who just killed two twins, took two lives. She was um her charge was 6 months probation. Okay, six
Mm-hmm.
months probation. Okay, and that's not no sign of any kind of white privilege. I don't care what anybody's saying. Whereas if it was an African American person who killed two babies, they wouldn't have never seen the light of day.
Exactly. Exactly.
I give you
Exactly.
I give you guys another example is when I cover missing kids. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt, okay, that both races is not created the same. I can tell you for a fact that we have so many missing black kids, which make up 60%
Mm-hmm.
of the total missing kids, because our black children do not fit the criteria
Come
for
on.
Amber Alert or breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you have more Caucasian kids that if they're missing and they fit the criteria, you're gonna get that Amber Alert. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get that breaking news coverage on social media. And
Mm-hmm.
we don't get the same thing. So you cannot lead me to believe that it's not no remnant of any kind of racism, any kind of slavery, any kind of disadvantage, any kind of advantage. You can't tell me that.
Twila, what do you say? And the phone lines are open. We got quite a few people that's actually tuning in, and I'm glad that you're tuning in. But I would love to have you to call, and I would love to have your input. So if you can, give us a call as well. But Twila, how do you, when you're in the company of somebody, say you're in the company of a black man, and he's of a certain age, and adult, and and somebody that don't look like a Caucasian, let's say it like it is, a Caucasian come in the room, and immediately he drop his head and drop his eyes, or just refuse to look that individual in the face when he talked to him. That to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. It's okay. Is that a sign? Is that a remnant of submission and surrendering to that individual?
I don't think that it is submission. I think that this is where we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a problem with. I think we have a problem in society that we don't know how to communicate with one another. We just don't. And this is covering both sides. I've talked to some Caucasian people that stand right with us.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends. One of their things. This is one of their concerns. I mean, this is one of the things that they said to me. They said, we want to help with other issues, Black Lives Matter, all
Mm-hmm.
different kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how to address the subject.
Okay.
So we don't know how to come and talk to you guys because they don't know how to approach the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just coming out and having a normal dialogue, like, listen, hey, I want to help you, but how can I help?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to realize on the flip side of us, do we know how they can help? You got all these people, and I was just talking about this today, which is ironic, is that people are saying, oh, we should do this. Like I said, like on Friday, you hear me talk about people saying they got to build their own tables,
Mm-hmm.
how we need to start our own government,
Mm-hmm.
how we need to defund the police. Then what?
Mm-hmm.
They have no plan outside of the initial action. That's where we fail every time, because you don't have no plan.
Mm-hmm.
Once we defund the police, then what?
Yeah.
Once we start our own government, then what? How
Mm-hmm.
would it operate? How would it be regulated? How would it be funded?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know enough about these things.
But we have people that's in all of these positions that's doing the kind of things for other people. So why can't we come together? Why can't we get the people the people that know it and bring them on? Not saying that they even have to leave the jobs that they're on. Could stay on the job that you're on until we get this thing to a place where we can actually it can run and take care of itself. Why can't we do that? Because we have people in government in all walks of government. We have people in all walks of Congress or whatever it is. Why can't we come together? And is that another remnant that we can't come together? Is that an evidence of slavery that we can't come together, collectively come together, work together, bring our minds, our body, and pull everything that we have together to go in the same direction and make something positive happen? Why can't we do that?
Because you bring up the word slavery and you're talking about like the physical aspect of slavery, but then you also have to look at the psychological, the mental slavery. We are conditioned, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We are just conditioned to not be able to work together. Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to call it. That was one of the primary focuses for me for the whole 2020 was to team up with as many African American females as possible to break the stereotype that Black women can't work together successfully, because we can. We just have to make an effort to do so. But the other reality is what you're saying is you have all these people that I'm using air quotes that are in power. You gotta understand what side you're playing for. Are they for us or are they against us? You gotta know a lot of people that look like us, that walk like us, and talk like us are not for us. They just sold out a long time ago. And that's the reality. You get these people that's in position that look like us, and then they sell out to a Caucasian person, and they're not for us. And we have to learn and understand and be able to accept that you're just not for us. You're not for the betterment of the people. I say that all the time without calling any names of any lawyer, anybody, because I don't got time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't care. But they're not for us. If we look at how these officers look at all these famous cases, okay, Breonna Taylor, Boston Jean, okay, you have all these high profile black attorneys and black people that are in the forefront of the case, but they are not charging these officers according to how they should be charged under the law. So would I want these same people to work for me? Absolutely not. You can't even get this right.
Exactly.
How do you think that you'll be able to manage millions of people? It just doesn't work.
Exactly. Linda Porter, she actually commented. I'm gonna read what she said. And Linda, if you're available, give us a call, 678-381-1973. Linda said, because everyone wants to be chief, no one wants to follow. Everybody want to be chief and no one wants to follow. She said that's one of the reasons right there why we can't come together collectively, come together and sit at the same table and make something positive. She said everybody want to be a chief and nobody want to follow. What do you say to that?
I can see why she said that. But I necessarily don't agree. Because you'll see, like a lot of people, they crave, especially us, especially people that's from like the inner, they crave somebody to take the leadership role. We just don't have enough black people that will stand up and lead. One of the problems is this is the problem, and specifically for like low income or anything like that, is you have these people in positions that never been through the struggle, right? Who's never had an effect of anything that you have going on, trying to come in and tell you how to be. That does not work. It does not work on any aspect of life. You have to have someone that can relate to the struggle. It will change the mindset of people that's in the struggle. That's it.
Wow. And so what is it going to take, Twana? What do you think it's going to take for us to get to a starting block? And we not run the whole race, not run the whole marathon, but to get to a starting block where we can even start having a conversation. What is it going to take?
It's gonna take being able to talk freely like we are now. It's gonna be able to take, because this is the one thing that I've learned like over the last 2 years. I've been public speaking because before I was behind the scenes. And I don't think that I was a benefit there. Even though it's a lot. I'm sorry. Even though it's a lot with being in the spotlight, but it's going to take people that's passionate about what they're talking about. It's going to take people that know what they're talking about to keep this open dialogue with people, and people will come. People will come. You just have to be able to give these people value.
Yeah, exactly. We have another call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Linda Porter.
Hey, Linda, how you doing?
Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, I'm doing well, thank you.
Linda, we talking about, and I want to hear your heart on this, sister. I want to hear your heart on it. What remnants of slavery is still alive today? What remnants of slavery is still alive today in 2020? What do you say to that?
All remnants of slavery is still alive, just in a different way. We used to be that we were on the plantation, being beat and put out in the field and whatever. But they've done it in corporate America in a different way. We're still limited to the same assaults and displays of indignity that they did in the fields is just done in a different way in corporate America. What and unfortunately, you know, as I said before, we could all come together and we could do another like Wall Street, for instance. But in doing so, we've got to be committed to certain ideologies, and we've got to come together into one voice and one mindset. And you find that New America can't do that right now because they're wanting to be over here with this one. They want to be with that one. They want to change colors. They want to do everything. And it used to be that we could come together and vote along the same party lines to get what we wanted. That's no longer available because we've got these that don't want to follow. They want to lead, but they're going the opposite way of where we're trying to go. So that's all. Everybody want to lead, and nobody wants to listen or follow.
But what do we need to do, Linda?
So
what do we need to do, Linda, to get to a start, to get to just, we're not talking about running the whole race. We're talking about getting around the table so we can actually start the conversation, have the dialogue. What do we need to do?
First of all, we need to sit down together and find out what our issues are. A lot of people don't know what the real issues are.
Okay.
Once we begin to find out what the issues are, then we can begin to attack a plan of gathering certain things together to begin to create a plan to attack our issues, our problems. And clearly, a lot of times the government does discriminate. That's an even more bigger thing that we have known for years is the government will only do just enough to get you in a bad place.
Wow.
So the government does discriminate, and they say they don't, but they do. If you look at the laws that are on the books, if you look at everything that we've been doing and going through, it's discriminatory for Black people and people of color. Not only that, if you don't have any money and you white, it's discriminatory.
Yeah. Wow. And so go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
So we've got to begin to know the nature of the beast that we're dealing with. Once we begin to really recognize the beast that we're dealing with, then we can begin to come together and try to figure out a plan of action how to tackle the beast. And then we can begin to move forward as a people on one accord if we can begin to come and say, hey, everybody's not trying to be the chief.
How do we know?
Followers first.
How do we know? And let me ask you this question. And as a matter of fact, let me go to Tawanda with this question. Tawanda, how do we know who belongs at the table and who don't? Because not all of us want to do the right thing. Not all of us want to overcome, if you will. Some of us are very comfortable where we are.
That's true.
Absolutely. But the same way that we talk about the same thing we talk about in business, how did you pre-qualify someone to know whether they fit for you to work with them? Because I don't want to work with somebody and waste my time and know that they can't afford any of my products. So we pre-qualify those people up. You do the same. It's the same aspect with what we're talking about now. It works for both ways. So you pre-qualify people up for the same thing. Do you have any knowledge of what we're talking about? If not, then maybe you need to go back and sit, have a seat in the audience and learn, and then come back with a different approach. When you do know enough, it's people out here that know way more than what you think that they know. So, I mean, like I said,
but again, if you're pre-qualifying people with whether or not they have enough money or whatever, then you're lost already, and you send it back to where we are in square one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not saying do you have money. I'm saying do you. This is what I'm saying. When I say pre-qualify people up, I'm saying, do you have the knowledge to understand what we are trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we're already in the steps to go the direction, you don't have time to sit back and teach the people that have no understanding. That's what I mean by pre-qualifying people up. It has nothing to do with money.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, if anybody follows me, people are saying, you know, what did these white people do for black people? And I'm so sick and tired of hearing that, because what have we done for our own self? Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, and I asked my sister just to be sure, because she's a grant writer, is how much money do us as black people every year leave on the table? And she says trillions of dollars. Why? Because we don't know how to get that. So it's not a lack of money, and it's not a lack of funding. We don't even need anybody to fund. We can self-fund through grants. We just don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
you could say a lot of it is not even talked about or even put out there so that they can go after it. There are a lot of people that can get it and go after it, but is it known? A lot of things are hidden and not known. So you can't say there's a lack of knowledge always, because even a fool can teach you something or tell you something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you say to that, Tawanda?
I mean, it's not, whose fault is it that it's not information? Because information everywhere. Like now, I tell people every week, like, what are we doing for while we're home doing nothing for COVID? I tell people every week that they're giving out free classes, free business classes. Harvard's giving out free classes. All these other people are giving out free training and free classes. So I don't use the excuse of people not knowing, because there's so much information out there, and it's always going to be somebody. And that's why I love Friday so much. You got me thinking that I'm on Friday. But I love Friday so much because we give out so much free information to people about business.
Mm-hmm. Well, but you also got to understand that people may not be where that information is at the time that information gets out. So how about if you hear the information, you keep it circulating? That's what we should be doing. But are you doing that?
What,
you know,
now
one person hearing the information and not telling anybody else and keeping your mouth closed is just as bad as that person.
And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna speak for Tawanda, and I hope she don't mind me doing this, but I can actually, I can say without a shadow of a doubt. Now she is one that does do it. She is one, and I can speak for her myself. She don't even have to say nothing on this. She get the information, she collect the information, and she give it away. She give it away. She try to help everybody to get to a certain place.
And I love that information.
Yeah, she's definitely she's one that's doing it. Go ahead.
And we need to create a vehicle just for us where we can sit down and pass our information to each other. Because sometimes we sometimes should never let our left hand know what our right hand doing. That's why, like, Wall Street was so successful, because money didn't go out for 278 days out of the community. And information that was taught, information that was spread, was among the people in Black Wall Street, and it didn't go outside the community.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely what's needed. But we have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Rico calling from Anderson, Alabama. How's everybody doing today?
Rico, what's going on, man?
Oh, that's great.
Man, Rico, we're asking the question. This well, I'm gonna say this morning, Lord. I'm so used to the morning glow. What remnants of slavery? Y'all about to say this morning? What remnants of slavery is still alive today, Rico? What remnants of slavery still exist in 2020, or are there any at all? What do you say to that?
There's too many. I mean, you could write a book and take up the whole hour just coming up with different words to show. But one thing is submission. You know, I think I made a post. It was a little vulgar, but it showed a real brave lion reacting to another black man. But then it showed the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz when Malcolm came around. You know, and it really is like that on the workplace. Different places I've gone, I've seen a man lose his masculinity or his alpha male status, and it's sometimes it's subconscious. They don't even realize it. It's just inbred in them to automatically feel less than or to demean themselves. You know, when they get around certain people, and that comes with not only race, but in the presence of people with money and power. They get impressed and feel less than, you know, and they me, I'm not easily impressed like that. You know, I got different friends in places that have accomplished a lot. And, you know, you can tell when they come around, they start talking about the numbers and this and that they've got going on and they've done. And it's bigger than that, you know. I heard the comment that was made about how do you discern between the type of people who should be a spokesperson. And to me, it's about whoever has the most passion, whoever's the most sincere, whoever will sacrifice the worst, the most. And when you find out who will sacrifice the most, who will put more on the line for this cause because it's that important, then that's how you can easily learn to discern. You can teach them whatever knowledge they need to teach, but anybody that you see that's willing to lay their life on the line for it or just stand for it by any means necessary, then they need to be at the table.
Exactly. Rico, let me say this right. Let me say it, and then I'm gonna circle back around. I had a conversation, and this is what sparked it really. This conversation that we're having right now. I was talking to a friend of mine, and like I said earlier, man, very educated, been through colleges, and book wise, she's very intelligent. But life and street value, she told me, I asked her this question right here, and she said there's no remnants at all of slavery in 2020. Reason why she say that is because first and foremost, the slave masters, they're dead and gone. So they ain't here no more. And then I exactly. And she said that our ancestors that were slaves, they're dead and gone. So there's no remnants of that. So how could there be any remnants of slavery still in 2020 when those people are dead and gone? Rico, man, talk to me, man.
She don't believe in trickle down effect. She don't believe in legacies and trickle down effects yeah, exactly. Generational behaviors passed down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's certain cultures and certain I'm gonna say ways of living and survival that our ancestors passed down for their children and grandchildren to survive. That maybe they didn't have to, you know, utilize those tactics. But the grandparents went through such a worse time, so it was passed down. Like I said, when you're walking down the sidewalk and you see one, don't look at his face.
Yeah.
Across the street. You know.
But there are also generational curses too.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. And see, on top of that, you know, you take the Emmett Till situation for instance. That was all in the same era, just different cultures. So something that he could do in Chicago that may have just been laughed at or blown off got him killed in Mississippi.
Wow.
You know. Same time, you know, same year, different places in the same country, you know. So I mean, somewhere his people in Chicago let him know that it was comfortable to do that. But I'm sure when he came down and saw his cousins in Mississippi, he probably was thinking to himself, "Man, why y'all so scared to speak to these people? Why y'all so scared to say this and that?" And he found out.
Yeah, because it was a whole different horse to ride, man. It was a whole different horse to ride. Tawanda, what's on your heart?
You know, it's also another aspect for us that we don't even talk about and we really don't address enough, and it's something that maybe hopefully in 2021 we really address, and that's the black mental health crisis. We are in a state of a black mental health crisis because for some we have this stereotype that we don't need to talk to everybody, and just the stuff that we have to witness today is enough for a crisis. Just even dealing with like family aspect. I know I'm terrified every time my son leaves the house. Anytime any of my kids leave the house, or anybody, are they gonna come back? Or any of my kids gonna be kidnapped, because we know that African American children are the highest percentage of children missing from human trafficking and organ harvesting. If you have loved ones, if you have a husband, is he going to be profiled in the store? Is he going to be stopped? So we are in a state of crisis, of mental health crisis, and I talk to people all the time, and they don't feel like they need any help. But I think that that's part of the problem, is being able to find outlets to be able to talk to people. Because what happens once you bottle all this stuff up, you get to the point of where you explode. Another thing, real quick, is I want to talk about is another reason that I called in. We have so many different things going on. Sunday, I'm going to be doing a show on the Black Table, because we have to talk about all these recent lynching of Black people. You can't lead me to believe that all these Black males and females are being hung from trees, and it's being considered a suicide within the first 24 hours. We have to start really focusing on us, and it's unfortunate that sometimes we have to call our own stuff out.
Yeah.
I put information. I specifically cover Black news. Okay, I catch a lot of slack behind covering only, but specifically covering Black news. I do, but it's okay. And guess what happens? Like, when I put out the videos and I put out the content of our Black missing kids only, then we don't share it.
Yeah.
We don't, and you can't
Exactly.
say that you don't see it, because I make sure I go above and beyond. So I think last week we had, I think I put out 30 flyers. We had 700 shares, and people would think that that's good. No, not when I'm used to getting 30 and 40,000 shares. It's sad. But I can put out something that's really funny that doesn't have anything to do with anything serious, and we get millions. We go viral. But when I put out 50 to 60 missing Black kids, then you get nothing. So it's not that the information and content is not being shared. It's just we as people is not sharing it. Why? Because it does not have a great effect on us until most people get into this, because it happened to them. Like, they are like, oh, I have a kid missing, so now I see the value of sharing other kids that's missing. It can't work like that. We gotta focus on, okay, it's a kid missing, so it could be our kid. So we're gonna share it no matter what. Just like we share everything else.
Wow. And see, and the thing about it, conversations like this one right here that we're having right now, man, the way I'm thinking it, the phone line should be blowing up. The phone line should be blowing up right now. But if we was talking about something, we was talking about something crazy. If we was talking about something crazy, a Cardi B or the song that she got out on WAP and all, if we were talking about that, man, the phones would be blowing up right now. Everybody be calling and they want to comment on
just like Fridays.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Fridays.
We give y'all free. We give y'all absolutely free. Free advertisement for your Black-owned business. We don't charge you anything. I could be charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Exactly.
Just for time alone. You could be charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars just for using your platform alone. We charge absolutely nothing. There's no way that week after week, and we've been doing it long enough, that the people don't know who we are and is not comfortable with calling in. We even gave y'all the option of us advertising for you. I won't pay for free, because we want you to be able to do it yourself. But it's really a low price. So it's just not no excuse. You got Charles, who is a billionaire, who comes on the show and gives so much love and knowledge about real estate, and creates courses that's $97 that teach you $2 billion worth of information, and his class should be sold out before he even drops the date.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing that's so disheartening about, I hate to say it, man, our people. We don't take, Ms. Linda, we don't take responsibility. We don't take advantage of all the opportunities that we have. We don't do it. And like Miss Linda, this phone line right now, I should have a hard time keeping up with the calls, because what we're talking about, I should be missing calls because I can't answer them all. But
yeah, that's true. But then the other thing is, a lot of times we don't know because we don't put ourselves into when to know. And so, there's something you must do. You must put yourself in the way Otherwise, you'll never know. And then we must challenge each other to a degree.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And see that's that's crazy to me because we got quite a few people that's listening, and I wish they would everybody that's listening would just share the broadcast. Just take an opportunity and share it. Start a watch party. Share the broadcast on your page. Rico, what are we not getting about everything is there for us? Rico, what are we not getting?
We talked about this plenty of time. There's so many different factors that contributed to this, you know what I'm saying? Integration and, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of exposure, not being prepared to, get the exposure and access to that stuff that people had. But, really the in the bigger aspect of things, we just got to find another way to start back promoting Black values because people are valuing the wrong things. If we could find a way to make that popular.
Yeah.
Make that a trend. Make it cool. Making Black excellence cool again. Because at one point in time, Black excellence was cool.
It was.
Being a Black scholar was cool. But now you got to be an athlete, a rapper, or a jester, some entertainer, somebody just putting on a big show. Like you said, when you mention those songs, we fail to actually. We know the power of media, but we just don't understand the spell that it casts on people. It really casts a spell on people. And so now people are more captivated by sensationalism and whatever the headlines are at the time. Now, if we were talking about what was in the headlines right now, it was something that happened just yesterday or whatever, and especially with a celebrity, then like say if this conversation was about 50 Cent and you put that in and had his picture up there, then it probably would have been a different type of participation.
Yeah.
But people are interested in the wrong things now. They've been captivated, and we're up under a spell. We're up under a spell of sensationalism and fame and glory.
But Rico, and the sad part about it, what difference is talking about 50 Cent? How's that going to benefit us as a people? How's that going to benefit us as a people? How is that going to help us? Ms. London, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Didn't 50 Cent say that he was headed toward Trump?
Yes, ma'am. He sure did. Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, ma'am. I mean, what does that have to do with us as a people? I mean, if you sit and think about what he's doing, is demoralizing us on every level. I mean, here's a guy that's a doggone racist, don't like you, can't stand you, and not going to do anything for you.
Exactly.
But you going to gravitate toward the negative. And the same thing with Ice Cube. I know what he's trying to do, but he's not going to get it done there with Trump. Trump don't care nothing about life. Well, he'll tell you a lie in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. I can do it. We'll do it. But like HBCUs, we really didn't do anything for the HBCUs.
Exactly.
Not considering what should have been done and could have been done. I mean, the problem that we have now is the fact that we've got people that want to do that either don't know how to do or don't know what to do.
Wow. That's good.
And somebody needs to sit and talk to them and tell them. I mean, it's like the political stance that we have every year. Why would you want to be a Republican? I understand that you may like some of their views and whatever, but a Republican don't like you. They don't care nothing about you. They don't put nothing out there for you. I mean, let's face it. They ain't trying. If you happen to benefit, you lucky. But other than that, look what they did to Michael Steele. And he was supposedly the president of the Republican Party. And they downed him every day and treated him like dirt. And he said on national media that he's scared for his son to go out because the police could kill him. Why would you be afraid to send your son out? Remember, you're part of the Republican Party.
Come on. Yes, ma'am.
You are the chairman of the Republican Party. But your son, you scared for him to go out the door.
Wow.
Now, our problem is that we don't understand politics. We don't understand finances, but we understand hip hop. We understand everything else. We understand Cardi B more than anything. And I love Cardi B. Don't get me wrong. But
come on, Miss Linda. You don't be out. You don't be. You don't be out there on the dance floor, do you, Miss Linda? Come on, Miss Linda. You don't be out there on the dance floor, do you?
Hey, you better recognize.
Rico. Okay, Miss Linda, I got you. Hey, excuse me, sister. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Yes,
just
ma'am.
Because I'm old don't mean that, hey, I lost it.
There you go. Okay. There you go. Hey. Hey,
but listen,
yes, ma'am.
I mean, what we need to do, like right now, this election is real crucial.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so crucial until if we sneeze, we done lost it.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now we are about to go into a third world country. That's what he was trying to do, make us, Russia take us over. That's what was supposed to happen. Wow. And a lot of people, I don't realize if they understand what's going on or what. And Russia don't like black folks. No. They don't care nothing about you. If you black, they just assume because they know we are the real true Jews, they want to kill you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That a lot of people don't know from where they come from and why America and other people don't like us. But they got to understand we are the missing the missing tribe of Judah.
Miss Linda, we got to get you back on. We broadcast. We have a show called The Morning Glow. We do it every day, Monday through Friday. Where you at, Miss Linda? What state you in?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, you right here with us. Then we broadcast Monday through Friday from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock. That's our morning show, and we got a whole list of different shows that we have on the platform here. We got to get you back in here. We got to get you back over here, Miss Linda. You done sit here. You done told us that you be dropping it like it's hot and all kind of stuff, Miss Linda. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you, Miss Linda. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. Hey, Tawana, I'm scared of her. She said, "Cause I got a little age on me, don't mean I don't forgot nothing." She said, "You better recognize who you talking to." God Almighty, go ahead, Miss Linda. Exactly, Rico. Close us out, brother. What's on your heart, Rico?
I caught the end of the show, but I like the topic. You know what I'm saying? It was a much needed discussion. You know, and we definitely got to come up with some solutions. You know, we can identify what's missing. Now we got to find out how we can reach out and correct it. You know, I brought up the media. You know, I brought up the spell that's been cast. You know, now we gotta find a way to utilize that same avenue or create something better that's going. Yeah. You know, really, I know what's going on with us. We done been through such extreme emotions in our history. And like you said, that's generational. We've been through such extreme emotions that we still need these extreme emotions. Yeah. So either we're going to be extremely sad or we're going to be extremely happy. But whatever it is going to attract our attention, it got to really impact us.
Exactly.
So it's really hard to sit back and listen to people talk about politics. It's hard for a lot of distracted people to sit back and just talk about economics. They want to talk about what's sensational. Yeah. What was really, exciting to them or frustrating, madness. Because you hear people love to complain. If they don't like to brag and party, they like to complain. So we got to
talk about the good, bad, the ugly then.
Right. And so, I think about how media changed. We had an opportunity, but we ain't gonna say we had an opportunity. We had a time where the music was in hip hop was driving people in a positive direction. We stopped the violence, self-destruction. We had a time where the TV was good and HBCUs was picking up because of a different world in school days. People wanted to experience that culture.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you started seeing young black teens having step shows, Greek shows, and they weren't even in college, but they were adapting that culture. And somebody realized that positivity and infiltrated our culture and turned it upside down. And we ain't took it back yet. And we realized what happened and we complaining about it, but we still didn't take the opportunity to take it back or create another one.
Exactly.
So I think we just got to find a way to connect those that do know, the ones that have got the information with the ones that don't know, and make it cool to them so they will want to know.
Absolutely. Tawanda, what's on your heart?
Stop following the Kardashians and get something else positive. I mean, first of all, we are so into the live shows until, we need to start doing something positive. We need to start doing the positive shows and not all this crap that we see.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely. Well, Ms. Linda, we're about to get out of here. Tawanda, what's on your heart before we get out of here?
It was a great show. I don't want nobody ever to think that I'm attacking us, because everything that I do is for us every day. Everything I do is directly for the betterment of us. But sometimes people have to hear the rolling dirty on it. Yeah. That's how I learn. People is like, listen, you don't know what you're talking about. Just sit down and shut up and listen. And that's an essential how, if we don't know, it's other ways. Just because Raheen, you know how to do stuff, I might know how to do it a little bit better, or a little bit, or something that doesn't take as much time, or another avenue. And that's what we need to do. We need to collectively think about the best approach and move forward. That's it.
Absolutely. Now,
let's put our heads together.
Ms. Lynn, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
Okay. I need you to say a prayer. Pray us out, okay? Can you say a prayer for us while we're leaving? Yeah, we're gonna put you on the spot. Say a prayer for us, Ms. Linda.
Okay. Well, Lord, I would like to thank you for what you have brought us together and put us in a like-mindedness. And Lord, I pray that you will not only heal our country and our people, but you will bring true and brave minds together collectively, that we may continue a greater work in your name and in the power of yourself, Lord, that we may heal our people. And I'm praying and asking you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. See, y'all didn't know she was a preacher too, did you? Y'all didn't know she was a preacher. Go ahead, preacher. Go ahead and preach, preacher.
She be dropping it like it's hot on Saturday and be preaching on Sunday.
I tell you. On Saturday she drop it like it's hot. Then she go on church Sunday and cool it down. She cool it down. Go ahead.
Drop it like it's hot on Saturday, then go to church on Sunday, preach on black, don't quit.
There you go. Well, hey, we're about to get out of here. We gotta get ready for Minister Neil's show. His show come on at 6:30. So if y'all not busy, y'all definitely tune into Minister Neil's shows. Spiritual Talk with Minister Neil be on from 6:30 until 8 o'clock. So if y'all not busy, come back and join his show as well. I don't know what his topic is today, but he's gonna have a great show. I know that he's gonna do that because he always do. Now it is 6:12. It's time for you're about to exit. You're about to exit the Raheen Ashimi show.
Hold on, Raheen. Raheen.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta tell people, make sure, please, you guys, please support Black Friday. It's every Friday, 7 to 9. If you're a Black-owned business, to call in and promote yourself.
Exactly.
We broadcast in 58 countries. It's not no excuse for you guys not to call in and be a part of Black Friday. We've created this show. We've donated our time for you guys to call in and have a platform for your business.
Absolutely. Good deal.
Absolutely.
Now it is 6:13. You're about to exit the Raheen Ashimi show. I got to get used to saying it because I don't do the Raheen Ashimi show very often. But when we do, we come up with topics like this, man, and I think they're very impactful. So I definitely appreciate everybody that participated today. You're about to exit the Raheen Ashimi show, but before you do, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you from the Raheen Aljamain show. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. And like again, we get on us in about 20 minutes, in about 20 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes for the spiritual talk with Minister Neil. So you all have a great day. Love y'all. Woo.